Jess Shears said that she hopes Dom Lever stays faithful to her after she left Love Island. But now, she's reportedly slept with co-star Mike Thalassitis just hours after they were booted out of the villa together. According to sources, they had sex in a hotel room last night after leaving the villa. A friend of Jess told The Sun, "Jess and Mike fancied the pants off each other from the minute they met. Last night was the perfect opportunity to enjoy time together in private off-camera, and they didn't waste a moment. They came out of the villa and immediately went back to the hotel where they were both booked to stay. They had separate rooms, but the sexual chemistry between them was too much. One thing led to another and they spent the night in bed together." And a fan who saw Mike at the airport told OK! Online, "Mike bumped into us at the airport and was talking for ages. He said as soon as they left the villa, they spent the night together, not just once, but both nights." Today, the pair both shared pictures of themselves arriving back in London together. Jess posted a snap of her stood with Mike, who has his arm around her. She wrote, "Home time for at Mike_Thala and I, so sad to leave the island but glad to be home. Thanks so much for all the love and support. Photo by my love @imcokes." She later shared a picture of her and Dom, writing, "Missing this guy like mad." Mike also shared a picture of him and Jess in the airport. Jess also took to Twitter as Love Island was screening tonight. He wrote alongside it, "Back in London a lot sooner than expected. Gutted to have left the villa so soon, but what an experience. Myself and at Jessica_Rose_U.K. Getting a cheeky Burger King before catching our flights." Mirror Online has contacted Jess and Mike's representatives for comment. Love Island's Dom has been left heartbroken by the departure of Jess. She was sent home last night after the couple were announced as one of three with the least votes from the public. It was left down to the remaining boys to decide who to send home, and they chose to dump Jess from the island. But out of the boys, Mike Thalassitis was shown the door, meaning that Dom was left behind on his own. And it turns out, he was about to ask her a very important question. Jessica's exit has hit Dom hard, and he's struggling to cope with the loss of his other half. But as the realization of spending the remainder of time of his in the villa without her takes hold, is he about to reconsider his future? Turning to Jessica's best friend Olivia Whitwood for support in tonight's show, Dom reflects on the things he misses the most, whilst admitting he had been about to take a big step in their relationship. He tells her, "You know what? It's the really little things that are getting to me. Like who you go to bed with, who you wake up with, who brings you coffee in the morning. I just didn't see it coming. I was going to ask her to be my girlfriend as well. Kills me more." Meanwhile, discussing the dumping, Kumsatane indicates that Dom is finding it difficult to adjust to life without Jessica. He says, "The morale is definitely a bit low today. We've lost two big characters, especially one, Jess. Dom's in a pretty bad place. He didn't really sleep much last night, he didn't really talk to many people." The remainder of the boys meanwhile are out with guilt, aware that their decision at the dumping had sent home Jessica and split up one of the island's golden couples. Marcel admits, "We had to make a decision, we had no other choice. No one wanted to see Jess go. Dom and Jess had been together from the start. Now Jess has gone, obviously it's going to be hard for him because they were getting deep into something. It's a sad situation, but it's one that you can't really feel guilty about because it's part of the game. It's either going to make him get more involved with the group again or he's totally going to exclude himself from it. I don't know where his head's at the moment." Kum adds, "I feel like Dom was taking it out on us a little bit." Kum then opts to broach the subject with Dom and defend the four boys' actions. He tells him, "Last night for me, I felt like I was not to blame, but I just felt like you had the hump, and I can understand why, because it was such a hard situation. There were four voices in that chat, and when we first sat down the first thing I said was I can't think of a name. I can't even say the name. So then we thought of an idea where we all say a name that we just can't let leave, and obviously I love Jess to bits, but I had to save Liv and the other two saved Chloe. We all felt sick when it happened, but we had no choice. It was the worst thing, we basically broke up a couple. But it's just how this game works. You have to bounce back, and at the end of the day, she's not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere. The other boys began to speculate about whether Dom would stay or go, with Sam Goland confident that he would stay put. He says, if he was going to go and follow Jess, I think he would have gone last night. So I think he's going to stay, but in regards to whether he's going to play the game again and start cracking on with girls, personally I can't see it because his head's into her. How do you stay on Love Island without cracking on? For me you can't. The girls also pondered Dom's chances of survival in the villa without Jess, with Montana Brown ruling herself out of any future romance. She says, I just feel like I can't be doing second best. He's hot, but I don't fancy him anymore. I deep down do think that he's not interested in anyone else. Chloe Crowhurst and Amber Davis, however, were less certain of Dom's loyalty to Jessica, suggesting any future new arrivals could jeopardize Dom's commitment. Chloe says, I don't think he is, but the thing is, he's not interested in anyone at the moment. If a new girl was to walk in and he was like yes, who knows? Amber adds, I think he could be swayed. Cum said to me, if you got sent home, I would have walked after you, and Dom and Jess are much further in their relationship than me and Cum are, so why wouldn't he walk?